The NBA in season continues. We got 5 games ahead, more value picks, and some arousing player props coming your way. Let's get it.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
Man, it's been a long time since I heard that. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Took the night off yesterday. Wish I didn't because I swept the board. Unlucky, but for those of you on the Discord, you would have jumped on those singles and made a little bit of bank. So if you're interested in seeing all my plays, jump into the Discord. Absolutely free and always will be. I've got some picks from my man T to share tonight. If you want to see what he's doing, you can jump into his Telegram. The link for that is in the description as well. Let's kick it off with a little bit of accountability from our last episode, though. We had 4 plays on. Booker covered those assists. Jokic got close. Dinwiddie fell short. And Tobias Harris, he actually had a stinker. And we love that. But no luck there on Tobias Harris. So we're at 55% on props, 4.7 units, 34.5 units in same game multis, and almost 40 units in profit. So it's been slow last couple of days for the picks that are on the channel. Obviously within the Discord everything's going well. I think I'm about 82 units profit at the moment, so it's looking pretty delightful this NBA season. Hopefully we can deliver on some fire picks today. What am I kicking it off with? So T's not joining us, but I'll share one of his picks that I really like, so I'll saving that one till the very end. I want to kick it off firstly with the man in the thumbnail. We're talking about LeBron James. Now, before we talk about this pick, so I'm taking his points over 25.5. It's $1.86 on Bet365. There is some conflicting data to take it under. But firstly, I've got to say, can we talk about the greatest comeback in NBA history? I've been watching this man since he got drafted, and he started losing his hair well before I did. His forehead was looking huge. That motherfucker was receding. I've had my head shaved now for a couple of years, and for some reason, this motherfucker keeps growing his back. So if someone can leave a comment for me, let me know how is this man doing it, because I need to get some assistance. The greatest comeback in NBA history. How does he do it? Please share it with me, because the man is he's a goat, the goat of hairlines. It keeps coming back. Talking about coming back, I haven't bet on LeBron much so far this season. Early in the year when I think Darvin Ham said that they're going to put him on a minutes restriction for the year to try to save him. They haven't been sticking to that. So, and I've been missing a lot of value when I see a good matchup. So go into the well tonight. So this over 25.5 points for Mr. LeBron James. He's got a 67% hit rate in his last 3 games against the Jazz, averaging 30 points per game. Minutes are higher than expected, so they're about 34 per game. I really like the matchup here. Utah is sitting the top 3 for points allowed to both small forwards and power forwards. They didn't play today, so he's had a day's rest, so no back-to-backs for the old bloke. I think the risk in this game and LeBron is that he's actually capable of not even getting close to this. So he's had 5 games so far this season where he scored under 21 points. So he's capable of relaxing, chilling. Lakers could get blown out. AD could go off his head. Who knows? But a bit of a caveat. I know T's actually got a play to take LeBron unders. So if you're interested in seeing that, jump into the Telegram. But for me, I'm liking the matchup. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and Bron's going to get buckets the way he always does. Also, for those of you who are tuning in live, feel free to chuck some questions into the comment section, and I'll get to those. Shout out to you, my brah. Keeping that chat alight for me. So I'm liking LeBron James. It's our very first pick. In terms of the value play, I'm going with Spicy P. Over 21.5 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. You can get that $4.50 on Bet365. Now, he's covered this exact line in 35 of his last 83 games. That's a 42% hit rate. A key thing, if you're looking at recent form, you might be a bit worried about his points because his scoring has been down this season. He's only covered this 21.5 points in 5 of 13 games, but he has started to turn a corner. He's covered this number in 4 of his last 6. Now, all 5 games where he did cover this points line this season, he's also covered 5 rebounds, 5 assists. It's been pretty easy for him. So, in a way, we're If we can continue that trend, we're looking at $4.50 just for this bloke to score 22 points. Come get it, Pascal. We're asking for a lower rebound line of 5. I think he's line 6.5 for this one. He's covered 5 rebounds in 92% of his games so far this season, 85% of the games last year. If I was taking a single bet, though, it would be his assist line at 4.5. That's $1.87 on Sportsbet. So for this particular game, the matchup isn't the absolute best for Pascal. The pace is going to be a little bit slow. Orlando played a slow pace. They don't allow many points. They're good rebounders, and they don't allow many assists. But I think that's partly why we're seeing such generous lines here for Pascal. I think that a lot of this game is going to get played in the half court, but I think that lends to this bet because it is Pascal's specialty. I like to think of him as a Kmart version of Giannis Antetokounmpo. They play very similar. He's not as big. He's not as long. He is a lot darker though. So he's got that same aggressive style when he's trying to get to the bucket. For context, Giannis, when he played the Magic this year, he got 7 assists. He covered his line of 5.5, and he got those assists doing what exactly Pascal does. Puts the ball to the floor, drives to the bucket, they crash, and he finds some shooters on the outside. So I'm liking Pascal to do a bit of dirty work, a lot of driving kicks. So really liking him to cover this. 21.5 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. That's $4.50 for Spicy P. My very next pick, we're heading to Atlanta where we don't play. Any of you guys listen to JD? JD was fire. So deaf back in the day. But Clint Capella is who I'm looking at. I'm taking him over 10.5 points, old Clint Capella. So for this one, the angle's pretty similar. It's pretty straightforward. I like this bet because Indiana allows the most points to centers so far this season. They're just leaking points in the middle. Miles Turner isn't known for he blocks shots, but not the greatest defender down low. Now, Clint Capella, he's covered this line in his last 2 games against the Pacers. He scored 17 and 22 points. He's also covered this 10.5 points line in 6 of his last 7 games against Miles Turner. So he's been absolute beast mode, and I think he does some work. If you're looking for reasons not to back this, well, it's purely because of his form this year. He hasn't covered this line very well this season. I think it's at about 38 to 40%. But if you only back players on their recent form, you're not going to get anywhere. You've got to dive a little bit deeper, and that's what I've done here, boys. I'm like a Clint Capella over 10.5 points. He's going to big boy Miles Turner tomorrow. Trae Young and Halliburton are going to get their assists on, I'm sure. Haven't even looked into Trae Young yet, but I'm sure that I will. But speaking of Halliburton, he is actually our last player of the day. So this is a play from Tips of Tea. When I had a look through the players that he's got quite a lot up at the moment. So I was looking through this and I didn't hate it. So we're taking Tyrese Halliburton under 23.5 points and over 12.5 assists, 575. It's a very similar thing when a lot of players are probably playing an opposition player who's known to get triple doubles, and a lot of the time we see both of those blokes get real close to that triple double, and I think we see something similar on the assist line. Who's the best passer in the NBA? Is it Tyrese? Is it Trae Young? Let me know in the comment section. But I think Halliburton goes ham on the assist front. One, he's been doing it all year. He's the assist leader so far this year. He's covered this line many times. And I think the matchup is great. The Atlanta Hawks are, I think, in the top 5 or top 6 in assists allowed to point guard so far this season. We know that Trae Young's not going to offer much resistance on the defensive side, so there's going to be some collapsing. And Tyrese loves to swing that ball around. So I'm liking the assist line here. It's a great matchup. In terms of the points, Atlanta do a great job. They allow the second lowest amount of points for point guard so far in this season. Tyrese's points line at 23.5. Some places have it in 24.5. I guess the stats are very much the same. He's only covered that in 4 and 11 games so far this season at 36%. And in two games against Atlanta last season, didn't cover that points line, scored 23 and 19 points. So we're really liking Tyrese in terms of assists. He got 13 in one game, 7 in the other. But this year, he is a different man. So we're liking Tyrese to pass that rock around. A lot of assists. And I think he scores 19 to 20 points in this one. So you can get that $5.75. Might be a little bit different depending on where you take it and what points line you take. But yeah, I'm liking T's play here at Tyrese Halliburton. I'll put I'll put a unit on that. Let's go, baby. Before we wrap this up, just let me double check what's happening in the comment section. Not too much happening, but if you do have some questions, always, please chuck them through. We are back. Feeling pretty confident about tomorrow. I love it when there's only 5 to 6 games. It's so much easier to do research. And there's 12 to 13 game slates. Man, I get tired. I spend like 2 to 3 hours sometimes. I just get paralyzed looking at all these numbers. But one thing I want to know, if you're watching this and you've made it this far, let me know. Were you on Nikola Jokic to get a triple-double today? Because I know a lot of people were. And that was one of my players that didn't come through. Nice value play. It was looking great. And then he gets ejected. Since when do white players get ejected in the NBA? They're not angry. He doesn't complain that much, but man, that sucked. Nikola Jokic let us down, but let me know in the comment section. Did you have him today? And did that ejection upset you a little bit? Because if it did, I feel you, bro. It upset me too. But it's about picking yourself up off the floor, rolling with it, assessing your bets, getting back on the horse, and you just keep moving forward because there's value to be had every single day. Now, wanted to quick notice, I think 60% of the people that watch this stream aren't subscribed to the channel. So help your boy, subscribe, drop some comments, like it, share it, watch it over and over again if you really have to. But help us out because we're putting a lot of effort into this. All of this is going to be for free and it's not going to change. So help me out, encourage me, keep me motivated, fire up. Let me know in the comment section what you think's going on. But yeah, look. Hey, Mark the Spark. Appreciate you, bro. Sub to the channel because your boy's getting busy. You know it. I'll be back tomorrow with some more juicy content. Hopefully we can celebrate the wins that we've just had. Oh, sweet Jeff. He subbed with the tiny bell. You guys won't let me leave. I'm going to stay in here until everybody's gone. I'll be the last one left. But look, I appreciate you, Jeff. I know I've seen you here a few times, so I appreciate you watching. But best of luck. If you do want to chat to me as well, just jump into the Discord. We don't have to just talk about betting. We can talk about the sport in itself. If you just love the NBA, you can jump in the Discord, talk about it. We do play-by-plays, what's happening, predictions, share stories that we see on other social media platforms. It's a great place to get some information. I'll tell you, this Discord's so great. That's how I find out when players are injured. Get live lineup updates across all sports. So it's a great place to be. But look, I'm going to get out of here. I've got a few more plays that I need to look into for tomorrow. And I also want to have a game of Call of Duty. You know what it is. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate you for tuning in live. Best of luck to us. Holla.
Sub to the channel because your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice and the daily. It's all free. You don't even have to pay me.